Stop it. Stop it. Stop
This guy is a hero, and yet he was treated like a criminal who should be thrown into jail for the rest of his life. Now, I think justice has been served, and he's been released, a free man, but with huge damage to his life, to his reputation, and so on. What do you make of this case?
Well, I'll also say damage to his reputation if he chooses to remain in New York City. If he comes to a great red state like the one I'm in right now, Tennessee or Texas or many other great states around this country, he'll be treated like the hero that he is. There's a lot I have to say on this, Piers, but I'd also say for those BLM grifters who are now coming out threatening to burn down the city, making this all about their race-baiting grift, how dare you, and shame on you. You did not care about Jordan Neely when he was a homeless man living on the streets, struggling with mental health problems and possibly a drug addiction. You didn't care about him then. You probably stepped over him on your way elsewhere. But now all of a sudden, when you can use his name and you can use his death to fundraise for BLM or to get out your pent-up aggression or to claim racism, now all of a sudden you care about someone like Jordan Neely. It's all too rich for me, Piers. Expect to see New York City once again descend into mayhem and chaos because BLM needs attention. The pro-terrorists, anti-Semites, anti-Israel protesters have been taking all the wind out of their sails, getting all the attention. So now they want to be back in the headlines. But I don't think they're going to be met with the same sentiment that they had with George Floyd in 2020. People are sick and tired of this, and people know that Daniel Penny was a hero, is a hero, and should be treated like one.
Well, I agree completely. And of course, BLM is going to be using this situation as, a fundraising grift. As always, and it's really unfortunate because, like Tommy Lawrence said there, nobody cared when this gentleman was homeless. And we see that time and time again. And I've called that out in plenty of videos when BLM comes out here, and whenever it's a white cop and it's a black man, it's a huge issue. But nobody cares when it's black on black and we killing each other. Nobody's marching in the streets. Nobody's yelling and screaming about that. But it's a big issue if one cop or one white man does anything to a black person. It's like the end of the world. Makes zero sense. 0 cents at all. But we're going to talk about this a little bit because obviously, as you guys probably heard, Daniel Penny was acquitted. He will not be going to prison for that entire situation going down on the subway. And I played that first clip, at the very beginning of that gentleman, making it look like he was about to hit people because I've been in that type of situation. That's a scary situation. I used to get on public transportation. I was probably 14 at the time, if I remember correctly. And I literally watched a guy who seemed to be homeless, who seemed to be, not all there mentally. I watched him grab another young guy. He probably was a little older than me, so maybe 16, maybe 17. I watched him fight with him and bite this man in his face. Not even kidding. Like literally, full on teeth on cheek. Just munching on this dude's face. And that's a scary situation. Listen, anybody that's ever been around anybody that's possibly on drugs knows those are some of the scariest folks because you don't know what they're going to do. Some of these folks, they get that, we call it crackhead strength. Hey, listen, if I see one of these people, one of those types of folks enter, I'm leaving if I can, right? I'm getting as far away as possible. I'm not dealing with none of it. Anybody that's ever been around some of those folks knows I ain't messing with none of it. But let's get into this BLM. Oh, I'm already starting to play it. This BLM grift because, oh my goodness, of course. Here we go.
Diverse Manhattan jury. Why is it? Well, it was 4 people of color. That's known typically as
there during jury selection.
Whether it was
black women were shut out for having unconventional hair, but there were 9 white jurors.
Sorry, is that what they said? They said it was for unconventional hair? Or you're just presuming that?
It was unconventional hair.
A juror was dismissed for having unconventional hair.
Unconventional hair.
That's made up.
No, it's not.
Who said?
No, it's not.
Which lawyer said that?
The defense attorney.
Which one? He said what?
He said that she had unconventional hair because her hair was purple, that she would have unconventional thoughts. And that, were you in the court?
No, I was not.
For 7 weeks?
I was not. But I understand. But the idea, right? Well, but again, the notion that he's being.
If that's true, she said it was because her hair was purple. It had nothing to do with her being black. So if a white chick were in there and her hair was purple, it would be the same situation. So carry on.
She's being dismissed because of her hair. I assume you're assuming it's because of her race, right?
It absolutely was about weight.
Right.
Why was the expert jury consultant brought in who got off people for OJ, who had a racial child, who brought in Kyle Rittenhouse, a young man who bought an AR-15 and killed Americans exercising their
What does Kyle
constitutional
Rittenhouse have to do with this?
Because the jury expert who clearly got off Daniel Penny today,
it's the jury expert. It's not the jurors, right?
Jury expert.
Not the jurors who heard the case, right?
This woman specialized for 35 years in the psychology of juries.
Right.
She specialized in race.
You know how many of those specialists lose their cases?
Well, not this.
A lot of them.
That's why Daniel Penny took the great money of people who hate black people to pay her.
So it had to have been race, right? It's not possible. So here's my theory on this, and it's actually a reverse race thing, which I think you're going to really disagree with, right? Well, I'll tell you what. I don't think this case would have been charged if it had been a white victim and a white person who had held him in a chokehold. I don't even think there'd be charges in this
I think it actually would. And I actually think that you would be calling Daniel Penny a murderer. Have you heard of Nathaniel Terry? A 27-year-old black man. He was an absolute monster in 2021. He killed an unidentified to this day homeless man in the project staircase. Did you see BLM come out for that type of monster? To grant our credibility. Well, when do we come out for cases that are not racially charged, would normally be ignored?
Why is this a race case? Did Daniel Penny say anything racist when it happened?
What is the labeling and the stereotypes? Daniel Penny, when he lied during interrogations, which no one is showing.
But answer my question. When was the race? When did he bring race into this?
A crackhead. And he said he was...
He never did. That's why she can't answer that. It had nothing to do with race. It had everything to do with this guy seems like a major threat. We're all scared. Let's try to do something about it because we're in a confined space. Let's try to do something about this. And people don't even mention it wasn't just Daniel Penny. It wasn't just a white man choking a black guy. There was another black guy that was helping to hold him down too. So what about the other black guy? Is that black guy racist against black people? Like, come on now.
Doing crackhead things. The problem is Daniel Penny showed no remorse for nothing he did, and that dishonors the real service people of this country, the real Marines who don't lie, who care for others, and who do no harm.
So do you not blame Jordan Neely at all? I mean, for what he did? He deserves no blame from your perspective, right?
Did you hear the witness testimony?
I'm asking you a question.
Or are you cherry-picking the ones?
I'm asking you a question. Do you blame Jordan Neely at all for his conduct?
If Jordan Neely was a white man, we'd be saying it was an opioid crisis. He was hungry. He was mentally ill. He had a muffin in his pocket.
I wouldn't be if there were other. What about the witnesses? Let's play again, just so we're clear on the race.
Play Eddie Gibson, who begged Daniel Neely to stop.
Oh, again, but he stayed there throughout the incident.
Play the ones that fit the narrative.
But what's the narrative? There's black women who were on the subway. It was mostly people of color on the subway.
What about a white man during cross-examination who said that he was afraid of Daniel Penny, the one who poured water onto his head and said that he was afraid? He was a white man.
Yeah, okay. So,
what about the Latino man who was holding his arms?
I'm not the one identifying everyone by race. You are. You're the one who keeps telling. Why? Why do you have to? There was nothing in this case.
Because when you look at the FBI, when you look at when hate crimes happen, when you look at when injustice happened to black people,
but let's agree.
Don't get justice.
Let's agree to some. Look, I'm going to be doing a segment later this week on a missing black woman who has not been getting nearly enough attention.
Send it to me and I'll share the
by the media.
Absolutely.
Because I understand that, and to that degree, you have a fair point about the way sometimes the media and the justice system handles. But not in this case. This case, even the prosecutors conceded Daniel Penny had every right to go hands-on, and the question became, okay, when should he have stopped? I understand that.
The time frame on that
Right.
from the DA's office was after 30 seconds. Can you not concede that Daniel Penny was a trained killer, that he not have his gray belt? United States Marine Corps is an assassin.
Sure, but
he knew.
Every Marine is a trained
because
assassin.
actually, black Marines and white Marines have reached out and actually told us he went too far.
But going too far is different from criminal.
Let me break it down. A chokehold, a blood chokehold, which he did. You're only supposed to hold someone in that move for 8 to 13 seconds. You're not supposed to do it longer than 2 minutes. Why did Daniel Penny?
She acts like the guy was sitting there. Oh yeah, let me check the time. How long have I been holding this guy down? Let me see. Okay, it's been about 30 seconds now. All right, we're at the 45-second mark. Like, no. This is a real life situation where people are afraid, people are scared, your adrenaline is pumping, stuff happens. Like, I can tell some of these folks that push this BS have never been in a real life, oh shit kind of situation. Excuse my language, but you guys know what I mean. They've never been in that type of situation. Because when you're in that type of situation, your thoughts get a little cloudy at a certain point. Sometimes people just completely black out during situations like that. So, yeah, like, come on, stop it with the nonsense.
When the train was completely clear, everyone was on the platform. Why did he hold it for nearly 6 minutes?
Because he was scared.
A Marine is scared of of someone he labeled as a crackhead.
Again, is it not possible?
Crackheads, once again, they're some of the scariest people. They can be some of the scariest people. People that are strung out on some drugs. Those folks, like I said earlier, boy, I tell you, get me away from them. Because I done seen some BS. I done seen some crazy stuff. I'm not wrestling with one of these folks. I'm not messing with them. Nope. Get me away. Now, of course, if we're in a confined space, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, right? But if I can get away, I'm out of there. I'm out of there. Because in my opinion, those are some of the scariest folks. Let me know if y'all agree. Talk to me.
Possible that Daniel Penny, when he's doing this on the spot, stepping up to help people of many different races, moves in and doesn't have a clock with him to decide when he should stop and when he shouldn't, which is why, in the end, the jury acquitted, right?
No, actually, Daniel Penny was trained very well by the United States Marine Corps, and he knew what the signs were. He knew when Jordan's body was slacking. He knew that Jordan was going to die. Why didn't you show his face, Dan? You're a good man. Of when he laughed and when the first response, I'm critical of the police. We know this, right? NYPD tried to save his life while they were doing chest compressions. Daniel Penny laughed and said chest compressions. A good person, a hero. One last thing. Why did he never ask about the well-being in that police department about Jordan Neely?
So you're asking,
a hero.
You're asking a lot of questions that are sort of rhetorical questions, right? But the ultimate question is, why did the jury acquit? Is it because they're racist?
America is inherently biased.
So the jury is racist.
Have you seen the
I'm asking you a question. No, don't change the subject. Is it because the jury is racist?
Yes.
Y'all see what I mean? So all of a sudden, if he was remorseful, if he was sad about it, like he would have been innocent. Like it was okay. As if just because you're remorseful about something, you're just innocent of it. And I guarantee you, if he was remorseful, they would have used that as, well, see, he knew what he was doing. See, he's guilty. He's guilty. That's why he felt bad. Like, come on, stop it with the nonsense. Stop it. This stuff has just gotten out of hand, bro. It really has. It really has, because they wouldn't be saying this if it was a black person that was choking another black guy and one of them happened to, end up 6 feet in the dirt. Nobody would have anything to say. And I can prove that because look at Chicago. Black people pine box other black people on a weekly basis. I don't see BLM marching in the streets in Chicago every week. I don't hear a peep. Not a single thing. Not a single thing. Nobody says anything until it's a white man, and then all of a sudden it has anything and everything to do with race, because the white man was racist and he hated black people. That's why he did what he did. Like, just every single time. It never could be, oh, well, a white person just happened to be in this area and a black person happened to be in the same area. Some things happen and, somebody ended up you know, getting 6 feet in the dirt, getting put 6 feet in the dirt. It never just could be, you know, just people crossing paths in life, but it's just always racist. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. It really is. It really is. And it's I think most Americans, hold on. I think most Americans have woken up to that fact, and they no longer buy, you know, that type of BS, that type of narrative that every white person is racist and every black person is a victim. So I'm happy that's on its way out. And yeah, man, let me know your thoughts and your opinions on this in the comment section below. Peace and love. I'm out.